Hey guys, I'm back and today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me style video and I'm super excited. I'm going to be dipping into this Dior Backstage Eye Palette Smoky Essentials. Yes, Smoky Essentials palette. I kind of covered up the name on the back with my thing, my sticky note for No Pan Left Behind. I actually haven't dipped into this palette yet so far this month, which surprises me. But I've just been really obsessed with my Huda Beauty new nude palette. So I'm really excited to play with that. I'm wearing like pink and black today. And I pulled these like really fun sparkly black earrings. So I think I kind of want to use both of these shades and maybe do like that in the crease or this one. We'll see. So that is what we're going to be doing. I'm just going to be going through and playing with my makeup. I'm going to really quickly lay it all out so that there's less clattering while I'm trying to pull things, and then we will hop right into the makeup. Starting with a primer. This is my green kind of color correcting one. I don't really have a ton of redness today, but this is just the one that I've been using. I don't have enough space in this little everyday makeup thing to keep multiple primers for like how I may be feeling on any given day. My other primer is just sitting right over there. I guess I could have gotten it, but we're just going with it. I also feel like this is not that green tinted, so it just kind of like lightly, very lightly color corrects things. I was trying applying it with my fingers at first, and I did not like the way that that was looking, and I've found that a sponge is the way to go for me for this specific formula. It's just, I feel like I end up pushing it out more towards the perimeters of my face, trying to get it to look blended, and then there's like weird lines. I don't know. This is not my favorite. I got it when I was in Japan, over a year ago, so it is time to get it used up. But I don't know, I guess I wouldn't go out of my way to repurchase it, but it's not really an option unless I wanted to try and find it online. So next I'm taking this Herborian BB cream, and this is in kind of a deeper shade for me right now. So I'm going to mix kind of equal parts this and my LA Girl white foundation to get a better shade match for me. This has been kind of the go-to combo lately, whilst I'm still pale. A lot of the complexion products right now, the theme will be, I've been really enjoying this right now while I'm super pale. I should have swatched this foundation, which is like a pretty good summer shade for me, before I mixed it in, because I think that's where you see the most dramatic difference. I will put this in the comment of my No Pan Left Behind upload, but like, I am a little sorry for the lack of posting in February and January. There has been a slowdown between filming Jasmine and editing Jasmine. And I also haven't been filming as much as I have previously, but sometimes I'll be like, oh, I don't want to film a new video. I still have that other video that I still need to edit and upload. So things have been sitting in my camera roll for like 3 weeks. Hopefully this one, I'll have some time today. So my goal is to film, edit, and upload this all in one go and not let myself procrastinate. I have been actually really liking how this concealer looks. I think using a teeny tiny little bit is truly the key to it, because when I first got it, so much was coming out on the applicator every time I pulled it out that it was looking real interesting. And I'm 24, so you're not gonna get, like, it's not gonna get better than it is now. Like, my skin's probably the easiest that it will ever be to blend out concealer on. And then just going in with a little bit of loose powder. So yeah, there's been a breakdown between like filming Jasmine and editing Jasmine. It's just, it is what it is. I think setting aside like specific time that is for editing and filming all together would probably help, because when I try to be like, oh, I'll film a video right now, like on my lunch or between meetings or something like that, when I have a spare like 10 minutes, and then I use that spare 10 minutes just to film, then that doesn't leave me any time to edit, and then 3 weeks later it's still my camera roll. So we're working on it. I have still really been enjoying the whole No Pan Left Behind project, but it's just not, I just think that you guys haven't been seeing it as much as I was hoping. What else to say? I haven't really been watching the Olympics. I've more been tuned into commentary and like things that are happening around the Olympics, which has been very fun. I'm not usually a person of the sports. Another product that I've been enjoying a lot while I'm so pale is this Filmstar Bronze and Glow, and this is light medium, that like shade, because I think there's 2 or 3 of these, so this is the light one. And yeah, it's nice and not too crazy dark for me compared to the Tarte one that I was finishing up. And then my Hoola is the other like main bronzer that I have in my collection right now. I will say though, just based off of how much I like the bronzer and how much bronzer I use compared to highlighter, I'm definitely going to use the bronzer up first. This is the thing that we all have issues with duo products like this, right? I cannot be the only one who looks at something like this and I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to either repress something in that bronzer pan or reach a point where I like pan the highlighter because I've used up the bronzer and I want to get it completely used up. I do like the highlighter though. Going in with more of a pink blush to match the vibe of the shirt and everything else. I used to be someone who was so conscious of like covering my redness and trying to like really blank out my face. Now this was during like the 2016 makeup trend. Like back in 2016, 2015, 2017. But I would not wear blush or wear like teeny tiny bits of blush. So it is funny now that I am going in with so much blush over like a larger portion of my face. I don't dislike this highlighter, but I do not reach for it unless I'm reaching for the bronzer. Like, I never look through my highlighter drawer and I'm like, you know what I want to use? That Charlotte Tilbury one from the Duo. I just have prettier highlighters in my collection. It is pretty, but it's no Becca Opal. It's not MAC Double Gleam. Like, those are the ones where I'm like cherishing them. And then Fenty Hustler Baby, I think is the one that I have. Something like that in the summer, because that one's more gold. Okie dokie. The one thing that is interesting about this Dior palette compared to the other ones that I have, because this is like a newer Dior palette in the grand scheme of when they've released them, is it doesn't have a primer, which I thought was really interesting. But the shadows seem to be maybe a slightly different formula. I don't know if they reformulated going forward and they thought they didn't need a primer anymore, or if they were listening to consumer feedback or what, but yeah, no primer in these newer palettes, which I don't mind because I don't love the primer in the palette with the powder eyeshadow. It tends to get really gunky. It's just not my thing. I think I'm gonna go in with this it looks like kind of a satiny matte. These three look very matte, and then these three kind of look a little bit more satiny. Let's just go in with this brush. I was on a really good reading kick there for a while. I read The Wedding Date. Was it The Wedding Date? I think so. I read the Jasmine Guillory book where they meet and she's kind of like fake dating him at a wedding. And then I read The Silent Patient. That one I have mixed feelings on because like while I was reading the book, I was interested in what was going on. It was kind of like how I felt when I was reading Colleen Hoover books for the first time, where it was very engaging when I was reading the book and I flew through it, but then afterwards upon reflection, I had some issues with the book, and specifically like kind of the narrator, main character, who I don't think was supposed to be was not meant to be likable. I don't think that was the point. I'm not saying that it was a bad book or that I have issues with the way it was written. I think it's a book that's like kind of about a woman, but was not really written by, it was not written by a woman, but it's kind of like not written for women. Does that make sense? I feel that way sometimes about different thrillers and things like that. Let's get okay. I'm gonna go in with this like smudgy brush in the black, and I'm gonna start on my kind of upper lash line and then smudge it up and out. I need a mirror for this. Great palette. Huge mirror. This is, when I do travel with it, I'm always very happy with my choices. I feel like every time I work with black, I have to tell myself to trust the process. Everything in the camera that I like, when I look in the camera, it looks much more saturated and high pigment than when I'm looking in this mirror right here, which is very interesting. I think it goes to show that like a camera is never going to like fully capture what cosmetics look like on your face, because even like you can kind of see it, but I do have pores like right here and things like that, so I don't know. I just always try to keep that in mind when I'm talking about product, and then also when I'm watching other people on YouTube talk about product, because I kind of wish it looked this blended. Well, I mean, this eye doesn't look blended, but I don't know. seamless. We're gonna go in with the like rich burgundy shade on a little teeny tiny brush. I'm obsessed with this brush. This is one of the best purchases I made in all of 2025. I bought this last year. And honestly, yeah, if I was gonna pick any purchase of like a commodity, across like fashion, beauty, etc., it would definitely be this brush. That might be a fun exercise, is to look back over the past 5 years and try and pick like the best thing I bought in X year and try and confine it to like beauty, fashion, but it would be fun if maybe to include like homewares, because maybe the best thing I bought and then also the best thing I was gifted, because I want to, there are certain things where I'm like, I didn't buy this for myself, but boy was I wrong, or boy was someone else right. There have been on occasion where someone gets me something and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, or like, oh, I would not have bought this for myself. And then I try it and I'm like, oh, they were right, I was wrong. A great example of that is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette. Soft Glam, I mean, was gifted to me, but it was gifted to me in a someone in my life didn't want it anymore kind of way and asked me if I would take it. But Sultry was like a Christmas gift, and when I opened it I was like, huh, okay, like thank you, but I don't know, it didn't feel at the time like something that I was going to really like. And then it's just one of my favorite palettes of all time. I'm gonna go in with that burgundy and just hit the lower lash line a little bit as well. My birthday is coming up and I was trying to think of something to get myself. I do have like a Sephora gift card that I was thinking of using for this purpose, so I was thinking Sephora generally, but also like I'm open to other suggestions if anyone has any ideas. I was thinking maybe I could do brushes, or like could do like a couple like key brushes, because again, I think some of the brush investments that I've made, this is a Morphe brush. This was like $7, actually. Maybe it was 12. That sounds right. Going in with that sparkly gunmetal-y shade, and I'm just gonna tap it. Okay, that one had a little bit of fallout. Yeah, that one, it's hard to tell with my freckles, but it has a little bit of fallout like right there and right there. So it's time to break the loose powder back out again. Unless I lost it forever. Oh, there it is. So I'm kind of like taking a slightly denser fluffy brush. I'm just tapping it where I saw fallout very lightly, like I'm barely touching my skin. And I'm gonna tap off the extra. I'm just gonna flick up and away. There we go, all gone. And then I am gonna go in with a little bit of this. It's Lemieux Iso Rose Hydrating Mist. I'm gonna spray down my face, let it dry, and then I'm going to go in with a little bit of mascara, and I will be right back. Okay, we are back with mascara. Actually, it still looks higher contrast on the camera feed, but I'm very happy with how it turned out. I think you can see less of the like sparkle on your end, but it still looks very nice, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong or die mad about it, I don't know. Okay. Now I'm gonna go in with this like very bright kind of multi-chrome white color, and I'm just gonna put it on my inner corner. There we go. Just a little bit of zhuzh. And then what do I want to do for lip? Well, let's think about that while I finish my brows. Just gonna fix up the tails a little bit. Oh my god, why is my eye watering now? Y'all, I think my first spring here is going to be brutal based off of the amount of kind of general level of like stuffiness and eye wateriness that I'm getting now in February. I think April and May are going to be a little bit miserable from like an allergies perspective. Not looking forward to it. Okay, I'm going to go in with this Huda Beauty lip contour in the shade Trophy Wife along the edges and fill in kind of the outer portion. I feel like this will look nice. You know what? You only live once. Let's try it. This is KVD Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in Love Dare 90. I think this is the old... No, this is new, right? Like this is the old packaging and this is the new packaging. That sounds right. I don't know. I really don't understand the way that they rebranded. I understand why they rebranded and why they removed Kat Von D from the kind of marketing and face of the brand. But it felt a little bit like, it felt like they wanted, if you didn't know what happened, you to not ask. Does that make sense? Like, they didn't actually really like change much about the branding. They didn't really change any of the like formulas. They just changed the names, and then in parentheses will be like, this used to be this other shade. That felt a little off to me. I get why Lolita as like a name was kind of problematic. Maybe not their best work, maybe. But yeah, it was just interesting the way they went about doing that. So this is the final look. I am at home. It's a lazy Saturday. I ain't got nowhere to be. Please ignore the light fixture in the background. I need to donate it. Anyways, focus. This has really just been like a way for me to relax today and hang out. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this look, enjoyed me watching me play with this palette that is like pretty new to me. And most of all, I hope you're having an incredible, awesome day wherever you are, and that I get to see you in a future video. Thanks, guys.